I want you to start to trust what's in your heart. You may not know it now. You don't know who you're going to inspire. You don't know what you're going to accomplish. You don't know where it's going to take you. Letting time prove why you were called to it. Hi, my loves. For today's bevy of the day, this is my raspberry yogi tea. I am running it back. You'll probably see this multiple times. This is the tea I drink every morning. It is so good. I'm kind of addicted. We need some tea, some water, some wine. We need something while we're talking about these deep topics. So let me know in the comments what you're bringing and let's get to it. So today's topic is something that I needed when I was first beginning this journey of creating a career that I loved and starting to do hobbies and things that I was really passionate about. I needed this, especially in the beginning ages of social media, because as a young woman who was struggling with insecurity, who was struggling with comparison and struggling with self-esteem, one of the worst things I could have done was begin to follow all the people that were doing the things I wanted to do. I think it's important that we stay in the space of whatever we're inspired by and whatever we want to move towards. But let me tell you what that did to me and what I think it's doing for a lot of us right now. I heard this thing a few years ago and I can't remember where I heard it, but it changed my whole concept of looking at social media. So it basically spoke to the way that the algorithm works. You like something, you're always researching something, the time that you take when you stop and look at a certain post. So let's say you want to be a yoga teacher and you follow all these yoga pages, you follow yoga clothing pages and other yoga teachers, yoga studios. And so the algorithm is picking up on that. It sees how you stop, the amount of time you spend on that post, if you comment, if you engage, it reads all of that. So then what starts happening is that you're going to see more of that. More of that is going to pop up. Back in the day, we didn't have suggested posts, okay? I say back in the day, I sound so old, but we didn't have suggested posts in the beginning. In the beginning, it was just the people you followed. But what started happening is now you would only see those people's posts. I mean, you'll get other stuff sprinkled in between, but as soon as you got on, those are the people that you see. So now you're inspired by yoga, but you see every yoga teacher popping up. And especially now you get the suggested posts of other yoga pages. And this is the Academy for Yoga Teachers. And it's like 5 different academies and it's like 20 different teachers. And if you're not in the healthiest space and you're still struggling with some insecurities and trying to get over the fear of starting this thing, what that can do to you is paralyze you. It can make you feel like it's oversaturated. It can make you feel like there's too much of it happening. Everybody's doing it. How am I going to be different? And then simultaneously, there's people out on social media that get heavy follows and shares that are saying,
everybody's doing the same thing. Do your own thing. Be unique. Stop trying to be like everybody else. We already have enough yoga teachers. We already have enough motivational speakers. We already have.
And again, if you're not in a space that's secure in yourself, if you're still trying to get over that, if you're trying to get used to the idea of this thing you want to do and give yourself the courage to get there, hearing these messages can make you feel even worse. For me, in the beginning, I went to school for fashion design, started my own company in 2013. I was making little spandexy dresses. That's what was in at that time. I followed all the fashion designers that were doing clothing like I was doing. I surrounded myself with my fashion friends. And so in my mind, everybody was doing the same thing. My social media confirmed that because my whole feed was filled with all these people because I followed them and I studied it. And on my off time, I looked up other designers. It's not to say that certain markets are not oversaturated. It's not to say that that does exist. But what I'm saying is, when you follow all these pages and on Google, you're searching all these things and you're always talking about it and you're always researching it, you have created almost like a vortex where all you see is this thing. While it may be oversaturated in your mind, it's so much more than what you think. Like when I was a fashion designer, nobody else except for my fashion friends were designing or thinking about designing in that way. Nobody else around me. And of the maybe back then, the 1,000 people I followed, it might have been 20 people that were actually designing. But because I was so honed in and focused on it, it became all I can see. Then I listened to those messages of, I need to be unique. I need to be different. I need to stand out. Don't do what everybody else is doing. And then I moved into bridal because I wanted to separate myself from the crowd. I am not team be different. Do whatever you want to do. I don't care if everybody else is doing it. I am team be yourself. Between the messages of telling you to be different and it feeling like it is completely oversaturated and there's no room and like everyone is doing it. This can make you feel even worse about moving forward with what you want to do. I pray that this is a safe space for anyone to be truly honest with how you feel. I think more of us are suffering with insecurity than we speak on. I want this to be a safe space for you to say, yes, I am insecure, but I can get better and I can start to believe in myself if I take these steps. I don't want you to feel bad or feel ashamed about wanting to pursue something, but falling into these traps. Certain things are set up to keep you addicted to it, to keep you scrolling, to keep you researching, to keep you buying in, and it preys on insecurity. I was sucked into that. Hence why I moved from making dresses that I really enjoyed making to becoming a bridal designer, because I wanted to be different and I wanted to separate myself and I wanted to be elite. And if everyone's going right, I need to go left. I didn't listen to the things that I wanted to create. I was trying to use all these different colors and schemes, and I was still trying to be different. I was still trying to prove something when that's not me at the core. This work has taught me to just lean into who I am. Trying to be different, you're going to rebel yourself out of even being who you are. If every time that the crowd likes something, you automatically don't like it, or you automatically need to be different, are you being true to yourself? Is that you being strong in your opinion, or is that you being swayed by other people's decisions? And so I hate when we get this push and push and push of be different, be unique, I want to change that to just be yourself. Be true to what is calling you, because again, your uniqueness is what makes that stand out. It is not the clothes that you wear. It is not the business that you start. It is you that brings it to life. It is you that breathes life into it. Unique has become a cliche word. Hearing it over and over makes people numb to it. You know I like to break things down, so let's go. When you hear you are unique, that no one can do what you can do. Our life experiences, it could be one difference. One thing that happened in our past that changes our course. It could be where we grew up. It could be how we grew up. It could be our ethnicity, our experience with our parents, whether we had a great experience, a bad experience. Were you an only child? Did you come from a big family, a small family? Those little details make you unique. And I mean even down to siblings. I have 2 siblings. We have the same parents, same family experiences. However, I am 10 years older than my brother. He is 5 years older than my sister, which makes me 15 years older than my sister, in 3 different places. My mom and dad were 21 when they had me, and then in their 30s when they had my brother and sister. We experienced 3 different sets of parents. We are all unique. None of us have had the same exact experience, right? If I start a yoga company and she starts a yoga company, and I'm only focusing on yoga. Yoga is the symbolic thing. So replace that with the thing that you're thinking about. It may be for 2 different reasons. She may be doing it because yoga is what saved her from being in a tumultuous relationship. I might do it just because I just really like yoga. I went to yoga the other day and I discovered I really liked it, and now I want to do it. So now I want to bring that to my community. We all have a different reason and we all have a different tone. The way she goes about it and how deep it's going to be for her is going to be different for what it is for me. But it doesn't make either less important. And also, there's going to be someone out there who's looking for this, who attended a few yoga classes they really want to go, but they don't feel connected to the people that they've seen. Maybe they're waiting on you to create that thing so that they can feel it and they can be like, that's what I was looking for the whole time. When something's placed on your heart to do, it's not your job to start saying too many people are doing it. It wouldn't be on your heart if it was not meant for you to do and it wasn't something that you can do. Me sitting here and talking to you guys is a testament to that. How many podcasts, YouTubers, motivational speakers, self-help gurus, how many are out there? There are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of people, of programs, of things. For a long time, I bought into, there's enough people doing it. Why should I go out here and do it again? Like, what am I really doing differently? What am I saying differently? And then I do it and I stick to it. And a lot of the comments that I'm getting is, I've listened to so many self-help videos and it's never hit like this. And when I see that, it is confirmation that, if it is on your heart, please try to make it come to fruition. After you watch this, do me a favor, if you have the time, go to my playlists on my YouTube page. And I think there's a playlist called maybe Motivation. Let me see. I'm going to see right now so that I can tell you exactly what to look at. So there's a playlist called Inspirational Messages. Go to that. It's my videos mixed in with some other videos that helped me along the way. But you'll see that I've been trying to post these videos since 2018. Every time I would post it. It wouldn't get too much attention. And now, because I watch motivational videos and because I'm posting motivational videos, now my algorithm on YouTube starts to show me all the other women in this category. You know, they're popping up on my algorithm on YouTube, and you know, they're getting 200,000 likes in the first 10 minutes. Again, back then, I just was not in a space for that. It was just like, why are you doing this? They're doing it already. Just move on. And I kept being pulled to do it. I would do a video, and you'll see it's a few spread out. I'll do a video and then I'll retreat, and I'll do a video, or I'll stick my toe in and then I'll try to do something else, like a hair video or a family vlog. I would do all these things because I didn't truly feel like what I had to say was unique. I didn't feel like it was different. And I kept giving up on myself, to be honest. I kept comparing myself. I kept feeling like I am no different. I have nothing new to offer. And that was a lie. My very experiences, where I come from, how I can connect with people, how I can relay a message, it is important and it's needed. When you love something, it's the thing you do when no one's looking. And every day after meditation, when I would have like a breakthrough or journal on something that sparked something in me, I would just talk out loud. I would automatically start talking as if I was talking to you guys right now. The way I'm talking to you right now, I would sit at my meditation station and it would just come out. It's not something I planned. It would just be like, I have an aha moment and I'd have to get it out. Just like you guys, I would watch other self-help videos, and sometimes I felt like the meat wasn't there. Like, I'm like, but it's deeper than that. It's more than that. Help me break down the little things that I'm doing. Help me to understand myself more. If you're going to say it's self-help, I want to feel it. I'd be like, but I want it more. I need it a little bit more. You know, that was God speaking to me like, well, then do it. Again, I just kept avoiding and avoiding and avoiding. But I'm sitting here as an example of what it looks like to finally believe in yourself, to stop listening to the voices that are telling you you can't, and to start listening to the voice that's saying this is for you. And it was confirmed everywhere in my conversations with friends. I mean, even when I read back on my journals, somewhere in your heart of hearts, you know that this is for you. Somewhere you've been confirmed, and not that you need outside validation, but that's something to pay attention to. When you get the same comments, compliments, feedback a few times, people can see something. When it's different people and they can see the same thing, listen to that. God speaks through people, through the book you're reading, the podcast you're listening to. You get these messages, you get these hints, and it's for you to take it and run. There was a point where I kept stopping myself because I was trying to think of something different to talk about. What has nobody talked about? And it's like, people don't need to hear that. Why? Because most of us are going through the same things. We're going through the same things internally. Some of us don't have people to talk to. Some of us are just in a space where we're not ready to talk to anybody. I recognize that. And I recognize that in the moments I felt the most insecure, where I didn't want to talk to anybody, I turned to YouTube. I turned to my online mentors to lean into until I felt good enough, strong enough to do what I needed to do. I pray to be that space for everyone watching this. Trust your instincts. Even when your mind is unhealthy, trust your instinct and intuition to the thing you're being drawn to. Be true to yourself. Be true to what you want to see. If we can stop looking outside ourselves and we can just get clear about what's going to make us happy and feel good, and what will feel good to pursue and try and actually give our all to, right? Because it may not feel good in the beginning, but giving our all to something and letting time prove. Ooh, that hit me. I didn't even say it yet and it hit me. Letting time prove why you were called to it. You may not know it now. You don't know who you're going to inspire. You don't know what you're going to accomplish. You don't know where it's going to take you. You don't know who is watching, and it just changed their lives. It just confirmed something for them. But I want you to start to trust what's in your heart. No rebelling for the sake of rebelling. It's not doing anything for you. And you know what? Let me take that back. If rebelling has worked for you, and you are happy and you are content with the way that life has unfolded for you, then by all means. I do not feel like I'm a guru of life. I don't feel like my answers are the answers. I know for me, that rebelling and wanting to be different came from a place of insecurity. It came from a place of not trusting in the things that I'm attracted to, not trusting in the things that I imagine. It was because of the opinions of other people. I wanted to stand out. Nowadays, I just want to be me, and I want to be the best version of me, and I want to master that. And that is my goal. If you are feeling that intimidation, if you are feeling like you're paralyzed because you're trying to do something different, but you can't quite come up with the thing, you're putting too much pressure on yourself, when all you need to do is listen to the things you're attracted to and go from there. You may not have it all figured out. The plan may not all be laid out, but what I know for sure is taking one step and really giving it your all, and mastering that will lead to the next step and will lead to the next step. You just have to take that first step and trust that in the same way you got that direction and you got that instinct and that pull, the next thing will be there when it is time to be there. We're not in a rush. We're not in a race. Listen to yourself. It can feel empowering to do opposite of what everyone else is doing. But if you're watching the crowd and seeing what they're doing and then saying, okay, well, now I'm going to do this, the crowd is still dictating what you do. Does that make sense? That is not you having autonomy. That is not you having control over yourself. That is watching what everyone else is doing and then having a reaction to that. And again, if this makes you happy, then by all means. But to truly walk in power and to truly live in your purpose and live in what brings you joy, do what your soul is calling, regardless of what anybody has to say and regardless of what anyone else is doing. Your job is to somehow bring that to fruition in a way that you're being called to do. So quickly before we go, I'm going to leave you with a few steps, and these are steps, but they're also some introspective questions that I want you to ask yourself to really understand what's stopping you and to get you out of your head. And as always, if you need to come back to this video a few times, please do. As those cycles start to pop back up of reasons you can't and reasons why, I want you to come back and listen to this and understand that I had all those reasons and I had all those excuses and I put it off for 5 years before I really gave myself a shot. And I am amazed at the way that things have opened up and progressed so quickly. I can confidently say it's because it's what I'm meant to be doing. And when you are in alignment with what you're meant to be doing, some of you are watching this and there's like one thing that's been on your mind the whole time that you've been avoiding or that you've been putting off because everybody's been doing it. It's not different enough. I got to figure out how to make it my own thing. So step 1, write that one thing down. Be very clear on what it is, or 2 to 3 things. Let's say you're still in between, you have a few ideas. Write the top 2 to 3 things down. Let's focus on 2 to 3 things max. And then step 2, this is where the questions come in. So what made you interested? When did this first appear for you? When did you first become attracted to it, and why? Did you become attracted because you've seen everybody doing it and you're like, I see this as a money-making opportunity. I see this as a fun opportunity. I see this as a hobby. Or did this come before you saw it all over your timeline? Was this something you were interested in as a child? Get clear on where your inspiration has come from. I think that can help clarify if this thing is for you or if you want something because of what other people are doing. And I think this would have helped me with my bridal inspiration. It wasn't that I always wanted to be a bridal designer. If I would have wrote down why I was interested in bridal design, it literally was because I wanted to separate myself. It just wasn't a good enough reason. And I wish I had asked myself those introspective questions, but I was more concerned on separating myself and making more money. Asking yourself those questions and seeing, is it about what you truly want to do? Are you really invested? Yes, money is important to live. Money is important for freedom. I'm not a person that's like, money doesn't matter, but money doesn't matter alone. It has to be paired with the other things that actually mean something. This will also help you. Reminding yourself of where it came from can remind you that before anyone had an opinion, before you saw all this stuff, before all these things tainted you, this is something that you loved and this is something that you wanted. Reminding yourself and getting clear on your purpose can really kind of tie you back down to that thing and recommit you. Question number 3, why haven't you done it? And if the reason is there's too many people doing it, it's not different enough, which are both fear. But if it is just straight out fear, I'm scared, I think it's gonna fail, I don't know. Y'all already know what I'm gonna say. That's not enough. Fear and then outside people, things, that is not enough to stop you from going after whatever it is that you desire to have. I'm sorry about the messages that are telling you that things won't work unless you have reinvented the wheel. And this isn't about money, but let's just talk about this real quick. The people that are out here creating billion-dollar businesses are not reinventing the wheel. Rihanna started a skincare line. Y'all, how many skincare lines are out here? She started a makeup line. We have makeup. We don't need more makeup. We don't need more skincare, but it's Rihanna. We love Rihanna. And I mean, the products are dope. I am a Fenty girl up and down. Fenty on the lips right now. Fenty on the skin. Like, I am wearing a lot of Fenty today. but it's because I wanted to support her. And I love the way that she is just herself. And I love the way that she shares her skincare products with no makeup, and she's just being herself and silly and raw, and that she speaks to inclusion of all people. And that's what made me want to buy into. Rihanna could have said, everybody has a skincare line, everybody has a beauty line. Rihanna is a billionaire because of it. People buy into the brand, they buy into the person, they buy into the story, they buy into what you bring to the brand. It's not the thing. And that's what you have to get clear about. If it is just because other people are doing it, baby, you're gonna miss out. If it is about trying to stand out and create a whole new thing, that is not for everybody. Everyone is not here to create the airplane. Okay, that was their job. The light bulb, that was his job. I understand the feeling of feeling like you needed to be all the different things, but I am here to tell you, you don't. You gotta be you. You just need to be you and master that. And that leads us into our fourth question. What can you do to prepare yourself? Y'all know I love a good quote. Oprah said that success is when preparation meets opportunity. What can you do right now to start to make yourself feel more confident in this thing? And to give you an example, sitting in front of the camera for the first time, especially as an introverted person, back in 2018 was like pulling teeth for me. And what I started to do before I made any YouTube video, before I made any Instagram video, I sat in front of my phone, because that's all I had at the time, sat my phone on a tripod in my ring light. I sat in front of the camera and started trying to talk to the camera, and it felt insane. I did probably 10 takes. I really wish that I saved that, because that would be really good stuff to go back and look at. But it was so awkward. I couldn't get my thoughts together. It can feel intimidating sitting with lights and a camera in your face. It can be very intimidating. And to be totally honest, I still have my moments. When I edit this down, there's a lot of ums and pauses that I have to edit out for the sake of getting to the point. But I had to practice being able to express myself and to get my thoughts out and to not be afraid of looking at the camera and not be afraid of really expressing myself. I had to practice that. And I did that before I even started my YouTube channel. It took time. It took me being committed to mastering what I'm doing, and I'm still working on it as I'm doing it. And I got clear about what I wanted my aesthetic to be. I got clear about the way I wanted things to look. I saw what I saw in my mind and started to try and build that out. If you look at my older videos, it was just me in front of the camera back here in my living room. When I closed my eyes and envisioned how I wanted to reinvent it, I saw a podcast looking like microphone, and I ordered this stand, and my husband was like, "You want to do what? Why?" I was like, "I don't know, but that's what I see in my head. And so I'm going to start to order the things." And I had this for probably, I'm not going to lie, I probably had this for about 7 months before I even put it to use. I didn't think I was going to use it, but here we are. And what this does is just build your confidence too. It lets you see what you can do. It lets you see what things you need to work on. It prepares you and it gives you a boost of confidence, or it lets you know maybe it's not for you. But if it's something that you keep coming back to, as I always say, see it through. It may feel uncomfortable at first, because anything new that you're trying is going to feel uncomfortable until you master it, until you practice. And there's a difference between just uncomfortability and, again, fear, and something just totally not feeling right and not feeling like it's for you. So that was a mouthful today. I pray and hope that it hits what it needed to hit in you, that you got what you needed from this. I am always in the comments. I know I don't get a chance to respond to everything. I slowly try to go through it, but understand that I see your comments. I appreciate it. And if I'm not responding, it's because I'm working. It's because I'm being a mommy and a wife and trying to practice what I preach, which is finding balance and taking time away from my phone. As you can understand, my work is on my phone. And so it can be easily distracting to get on there. So sometimes I have to set out time to respond, but I see you. I appreciate you. And if ever you ask a question, I'm doing my best to answer questions. So if you have a question, if there's something I didn't touch on, please leave it in the comments. And I thank each of you for being here. I thank you for supporting me. I am grateful to be able to do this work and grateful to grow this community and to grow this brand with you guys. If you like this video, please hit the thumbs up. And please subscribe right here in the corner. Turn on your notifications so you don't miss any uploads. And until we meet again, guys, keep living in love, in light, and in your truth. Mwah. Bye.